So welcome back, guys. So this is going to be another Yahoo Finance tutorial, but this time it's going to be on how to analyze and visualize data in a few lines of code. Now, for my next video, I'm actually planning on creating a video on how to predict stock trends with Python. And I was going to use the typical visualization tool that most Python programmers, data scientists, and everyone in data typically uses, and that is Matplotlib. Matplotlib is world renowned when it comes to Python and visualizing data, like as you can see with charts like line graphs, bar graphs, histograms, any graph that you could think of, Matplotlib is pretty much used with Python to create. And that's what I was going to use for the training. Now, substitute for Matplotlib or to use in conjunction with Matplotlib is also Seaborn. It's another statistical data visualization tool. I highly use this as well in my day-to-day, but this is also another good tool for visualizations with Python. But through a little bit of research, I actually found a third way that actually helps you clean up data and visualize it at the same time, which is extremely helpful. And you don't have to use as many lines of code to produce visualizations with it. And that is, it is Detail. It's a web application, as you can see, it's built in all of these different languages that allows you to process and visualize data with Pandas, Python's Pandas package. Don't worry about all of this. I know you can see much about the packages and how it was put together, and they give you a little bit of a tutorial and everything, but I'm going to give you a basic rundown of it in a few lines of code, all right? So first thing we need to do, we need to import Detail. So we do import, oh, sorry. You got to install it, my bad. Pip install, I just realized that. Pip install Detail. Let's run that cell. Now I'm hoping you guys already have Y Finance and Pandas on your system because now we got to import Detail. And I'm going to give it an alias DT. As you remember in my previous videos, I give aliases because I don't want to write this whole thing out when I'm referencing the Detail module. I'm going to give everything an actual alias. So Pandas as well. As you know, we always alias it as PD. Going to import Y Finance because we're going to take data from there, and I'm going to alias it as YF. All right, so now let's run this cell. We should be good now. All right, cool. Now we got to import one more thing from Detail package, detail.app, and I'm going to reference this as DA. Again, super duper simple ways to like reference these things later on. And last thing, which is also stated in this documentation, all of this is stated in the documentation here. I also have to make sure that I do detail dot DA dot use underscore cool. It's got to all be in caps. 1L equals true. We got to set this to true. Again, all stated in this documentation, so you don't really have to worry about it. Let me just make sure I ran this cell. Coolio. All right, now let's create a simple Pandas dictionary or Pandas data frame with Y Finance. So we're going to download data from, Apple. Let's download some Apple data, pretty much. APL. Let's save this as DF for data frame. Let's run this. See, downloaded data. Let's double check the data frame to see if it's there. Boom, it's there. All right. So now let's actually use dt.show. Now, if you ever use Matplotlib, you know they have also a .show method as well that helps you create the visualization. And Details also has a .show to show the chart. So we're going to load the show method for Detail, the web app. We're going to load it with the data from Yahoo Finance for Apple that we just actually put in that data frame here. And as you can see, it created a visualization here, similar to the data frame here, but it's a little bit more straightforward. There's no splits in it. You can kind of see all of the data. Now, here's a cool thing what this web app allows you to do. You can drop down here and you can actually clean up the columns. It's going to pull it up here for you. So you can go into, changing up the columns, removing situations, dropping words. Everything you could do right is simply right here. For the most part, this is pretty clean already. So we don't need to use any of that. Another thing we can do, we can merge data sets. So say if you want to actually add Tesla data into here as well and try to find anything there, we can do that too. Now for the visualization pieces, which I'm going to show you right now, one of them allows you to kind of do a correlation matrix with the values that are shown within the data frame here. Super cool. And the best one of them all is going to the charts feature, which is going to pull up the actual details web application. And now you can literally create any one of these charts on the top here with the data that you loaded from Yahoo Finance into detail. So we're going to, let's do this. This is going to be the X values for the chart. Let's do volume, Y values. Let's do adjusted close. And boom, create a simple visualization where the X values are the volume for Apple and the Y values is adjusted close. You can see more volume, the higher the adjusted close, of course. You could do the same thing with the bar chart. Taking a while. Okay, this looks a little funky. Play around with that a little bit. But I think the cool thing is you can actually create a candlestick chart as well. And it's literally just going to tell you what you need to put in, which is the X values, the open values. It literally tells you what you need, the high values, the low values, and the close values. And it's literally going to create a candlestick chart of all of the Apple data that we fed into detail, which I find extremely, extremely cool, extremely helpful. And it helps you just kind of like see everything and kind of clean everything up. So yeah, that's simply detail. As you can see, we didn't use that many lines of code. We just had to import it, download some data, send it over to detail, and then from details web app that interfaces with Jupyter Notebook, we can clean it up data, we can visualize data, and a whole bunch of other different things. So hopefully you guys learned a lot. I'm going to see you in the next video where we're going to actually use Matplotlib this time to actually visualize and predict stock trends. Additionally, if you want to learn anything else into the space of data and algo trading, of course, you can join my Algo World Discord group. I'm going to link it off into the description. Sign up, and I'll see you guys there for the next one. Peace.